Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakar Kadash. Double honors to the elders for preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And Shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And I say Shalom to y'all out there. And this is another sit-down lesson that I want to bring out. This is a recent news article from RT.com as of March 13, 2023 for RT World News. As it reads, Taiwan brace for total blockage. Media reports. It says defense officials have reportedly designed their new budget to prepare for a possible siege by China. It says Taiwanese military leaders have reportedly warned that Chinese forces are preparing for a total blockage of the Taiwan Strait to prevent foreign troops from gaining access to the self-governing island in the event of a war. Defense spending this year must focus on the blockage threat and marking funds to stockpile spare parts of the F-16 fighter jets and other weaponry, the Taiwanese defense minister said on Monday in a report seeking preliminary military budget approval. Since last year, the ministry has been reviewing its strategic fuel reserve and its capacity to repair, equip, and said Reuters, which obtained a copy of the report. It says the Taiwanese military will also need to replenish its stores of artillery shells and rockets to strengthen combat continually. The ministry says China's military has been conducting joint forces operations with an eye to control strategic choke points and denying access to foreign forces. And it says recently the communist military exercise and training model has been adjusted from a single military type to joint operations on land, sea, air, and rocket forces. The report added tensions over the breakaway public with China's considers to be part of its territorial has escalated since then. U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi traveled to Taipei last August. Beijing, which have warned that such a visit would encourage Taiwanese separatists and undermine its sovereignty, responds by ramping up military exercise around Taiwan and cutting off defense and climate ties with Washington. And it says the Taiwanese Defense Ministry said its budget for this year should prioritize funding for U.S.-made weapons, including Stinger anti-aircraft missiles and the M142 High Mobility Artillery Rocket System, HIMARS. And it says Chinese President Xi Jinping called on Monday for building China's military into a Great Wall of Steel to protect Beijing's interests and provide greater stability and security. He has refused to rule out a reunifying with Taiwan by force if necessary. It says Chinese defense spending will rise to $230 billion this year, up to 70.2% from 2022 budget. The Chinese preliminary Yi Qing vows early this month to take resolute steps to oppose China independence. And it says a U.S.-China war over Taiwan will result in a devastating loss for both sides, according to a recent study by the Center for Strategic and International Studies. It says the CSIS, a Washington think tank, a Chinese invasion of Taiwan would ultimately fail. The CSIS said, but U.S. and Japanese forces would lose dozens of warships, hundreds of planes, and thousands of troops. Taiwan would be left in ruins without electricity and basic service. So as we see the tensions stirring up and tensions increasing more and more and more as Taiwan brace for a potential invasion of Taiwan and a potential blockage right along the Taiwan Strait because of foreign troops and other foreign entities that come through right along the Taiwan Strait. China might potentially block areas of that region over there as the tension stirring up between the United States and China over Taiwan, and a potential invasion of China might be in the near future. But we don't know for certain though, but we seeing signs of it. So I'm gonna bring out the Luke 21 and Luke 21 and 9. Luke 21 and 9. But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Luke 21 and 10. Then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. Right, and that's what we are seeing as Taiwan brace for a possibility of China blockage of the area and a potential invasion of Taiwan near the Taiwan Strait, as tensions stirring up between both sides and tensions between the United States and China over Taiwan is at an all-time high as well too. So with that, this was a sit-down lesson that I wanted to bring out of this recent news article from RT.com. News, world news, alternative world news around the world. As it reads, Taiwan brace for a total blockage, media reports. So with that, hopefully this sit-down lesson was edifying. I would like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Akarkadash. Double honors to the elders for preaching this word truthfully and sincerely. Shalom to the Akim, scattered to the four corners of the globe, and preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And until next time, I will say Shalom.